Hello and welcome to the programme. Tonight, what's brewing for the generations of people proud to work for British brands? We read the tea leaves at Twinings.
A highly profitable company, which we thought was an honourable and ethical company. We didn't believe they would do something like this to their loyal workers, to throw us on the scrap heap, just purely for the sake of making even more money.
Now, we're supposed to be hauling ourselves out of this recession, but in reality, the tough times are still biting, taking chunks out of our British brands. So what does any Brit do in a crisis? Well, we put the kettle on.
There you go, sir.
Thank you. There's nothing more British than a good old cuppa. It's quite literally a national institution. Taking tea is usually a time to sit back, relax and enjoy. But here in Andover, tea serves up another important role. It provides a livelihood. Ever since Thomas Twining opened up the first tea room in London in 1706, Twinings has been linked inextricably with the British tea drinking tradition. And in 1946, the Twinings company came to Andover, producing tea that sold here and across the world. The factory flourished, becoming one of the area's landmark companies and the biggest employer. Last year, it even won a Best Factory Award. But don't dunk that digestive in celebration just yet. After 64 years, Twinings tea is on the move, and for some, it's leaving a nasty aftertaste. It's restructuring, cutting 129 jobs in Andover and completely closing a plant up north. January 19th and a public meeting's being held at Andover's Guildhall. It's aimed to build support for Twinings workers after an announcement that the bulk of its production is moving to Poland and China. The workers are hoping for a last-minute reprieve.
I beg them to change their minds, to keep the tea, keep tea in Britain. At the end of the day, it's a British company. It's been here for 300 years.
My father moved here from London with the company in 1967 and worked for Twinings for years.
Peter Millward has worked at the tea factory for over 16 years.
These are the sort of people that Twinings intend to throw on the scrap heap in pursuit of even more profit. A little worried, a little frightened. I'm one of a few fortunate people. I've never been unemployed in my life. I don't know how to fill out a CV. I wouldn't know what to do at an interview now. I just want my job. I don't know why they're moving it.
Most of us don't want redundancy. We want our jobs. And we want jobs to be there for our children as well when the time comes. And, and we don't want to live in a country where no one's working, where no one's producing anything. It's just the economy will just be destroyed if this continues. If other firms follow the lead that the Twinings very cynically and avariciously decided they want to do, there's no hope, is there, if this continues?
I left school with nothing. I'm neither ashamed of that or proud of it. It's just a matter of fact. But my life ambition has been to get my children qualified, get them through university. And to me, it feels that on the 11th hour, my life ambition has been ripped from under my feet by a company that care nothing about me and my family. All they care about is the bottom line, profit. It's already a profitable company. It's just greed.
For other employees, it comes as a double blow. Hi, Julie.
Hi, Joe.
So nice. Julie Parker and her husband from Collingbourne Juices both work at the factory. Julie, do you remember what it felt like when you heard about these plans for redundancy? I mean, how did it hit you?
People weren't expecting it at all, so it was heart-wrenching, really.
And, I mean, how's it going to affect this household? Because you're not the only one to work there, are you?
It's dicey. Because obviously if we both lose our jobs, where's the money going to come from? And we're going to have a redundancy package, but how long's a redundancy payment going to last? We've got bills, we've got mortgages, we've things. I've got a 17-year-old daughter, she's at college. How do I tell them, sorry, you can't have that? Can't afford it.
And I suppose as well, these manufacturing jobs are going to Poland, perhaps. So
hey ho,
how many jobs are there around? Well, maybe.
Yes.
Is that what it comes to, do you think?
Well, maybe it does. But do we really want to go to Poland? I love England.
Yeah.
It's the end of a British era, isn't it, really? I mean, you've got a lot of other companies that are doing the same. They're all disappearing, which is a shame for Britain. The great in Great Britain is no longer.
Well, we invited Twinings to come out, have a cup of tea and explain their restructuring. Unfortunately, they declined. They did, however, send us a statement. They say they recognise it's been a very difficult time for all of the employees, but they say they're working with local councils and the job centre to provide as much support as possible. They're also keen to point out that the Twinings people drink in the UK will be largely unaffected because the majority of that production will remain here. Cheers. The council tells us there are new jobs coming into the area. A regional distribution centre for the co-op is on its way. Tesco is expanding and a new wood pellet processing facility is under construction. But for people like Peter, the future looks uncertain.
I worry for my wife, for my children, and you know, and there are 400 of us when you think of Newcastle too, and they'll all have the same concerns that we will. They'll be worried about their kids, their wives, what they're going to do, where will they find work, how they're going to pay the mortgage, the rent, the bills, you know.
The locals are also angry that jobs are being lost here and moved abroad.
They've been here a long, long time, and you just wonder whether it's because they need to, or whether it's just for them to make more money.
It's not as though they're going to stop production, they're just going somewhere where the labour's cheaper.
It's bad, because it's all gone abroad, isn't it, all the work. I'm a market trader here, and everybody lose money, won't they? Let's be honest. You know, if they take the people's money away, then the rest of the businesses in the area are going to lose money, because those people can't spend it.
Twinings aren't the only ones wanting to move some of their production abroad. Other classic British names have already gone, including Terry's Chocolate Orange, the humble HP, Houses of Parliament Sauce, and Hot Point, makers of white goods. With annual salaries 25% lower than in the rest of the EU, you get an idea why companies like Twinings are taking work to places like Poland. But surely there is some brand benefit in keeping production in the UK. Well, Rolls-Royce motor cars certainly seem to think so. Here in West Sussex, Rolls-Royce has recently increased its manufacturing workforce, creating 100 skilled jobs in the last year. Tom, what are the benefits of keeping production in the UK, of having a British workforce?
Well, we've got actually a British workforce here, also quite a cosmopolitan workforce here. We actually have over 20 nationalities in this plant, and we're very proud of that.
Would you consider moving any of this production to Poland? I mean, I'm sure you can train people up there and you could invest there, and you could probably save a lot of money on wages.
No, I don't imagine us doing that, and the reason I don't is that we've invested in this facility here in Sussex because it's a destination for the brand. We have customers who come from all over the world to choose their car here, to order their car, specify their car here. They're buying into a part of quintessentially British product. It's very difficult to imagine Ferrari not being built in Italy. Pretty difficult to imagine a Rolls-Royce not being built in the United Kingdom. And these are important to those brands.
That's a very firm commitment then to your workers. You're saying that we're not going anywhere.
Yes, very firm commitment. In fact, you know, we're increasing production here with our new car. We're more than doubling the size of the business. So yes, it's a very firm commitment to British industrial effort, if you like.
Well, it's great to see a classic British company still here, using local suppliers and shipping their cars through Southampton docks. But clearly this is a luxury, top-notch brand. For other companies, the temptation to move their production overseas and save money is always going to be there.